Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel of Learning Philosophy. You're struggling financially not because the game is complicated, but because someone benefits from you staying confused. Today, in the next few minutes, I'll expose the mechanism the wealthy use, the one no school, no employer, no politician will reveal, because once you see it, you can never be controlled the same way again. The world glorifies wealth while quietly teaching obedience. Machiavelli understood that power belongs to those who think strategically, not morally, and if you stay until the end, I will give you 5 Machiavellian laws of wealth, each one raw, ruthless, and immediately applicable. No soft motivation, no fairy tales, pure strategy. Rule 1. The value extraction principle. Listen closely, because what I'm about to say is the part most people never truly understand, and the misunderstanding costs them their entire life. Wealth is not earned through effort. Wealth is earned through leverage. This is where the game splits the winners from the obedient ones. Since childhood, you were conditioned to believe that the path to success is simple. Work hard, be loyal, follow instructions, and money will come. But what they never told you is this: the system is designed so that your time fuels someone else's machine. You work overtime, they profit more. You take no vacations, they scale their empire. You give dedication, sweat, hours, and in return, you receive a paycheck capped by another man's pen. Machiavelli would call this the perfect structure of power. Keep the masses busy so they never notice who's extracting the real value. Think about it. A cleaner works 8 hours a day. So does a CEO. One earns enough to survive. The other generates wealth beyond necessity. The difference is not effort, it's leverage. Time for money is the lowest tier of earning because it forces you to start at zero every morning. No matter how hard you work today, tomorrow demands another sacrifice. You trade life for income. The wealthy refuse this. They ask a different question. How do I make something work for me even when I stop? That something can be a digital product, real estate, skills packaged into services, content that monetizes for years, a business that runs with systems, investments compounding silently in the background. The rich do not work harder, they choose better vehicles. And here's where the psychological trap lies. Society glorifies grinding, hustle, being busy. They celebrate exhaustion. Why? Because a tired man doesn't question, he obeys. When your mental energy is drained by labor, you don't have the capacity to build something of your own. That's how control works. You're encouraged to be a hard worker, not a strategist. The world rewards output, but pays pennies for labor, fortunes for leverage. Machiavelli understood power belongs to the one who decides how others spend their time. In today's world, that translates simply: employers buy time in bulk at wholesale price, sell results at retail. They profit from the difference. You are the asset, but you are not the owner. Now, imagine shifting sides. Imagine turning your knowledge, your skill, your experience into something scalable. When you sell 1 hour of work, you get paid once. When you build something that sells without your presence, you get paid repeatedly. 1 course, 1 app, 1 newsletter, 1 investment can outperform a decade of wages. But most people never attempt it because the system teaches compliance, not creation. You were trained to ask for opportunities instead of manufacturing them. You wait for promotions instead of positioning yourself. You hope instead of strategizing. The wealthy are not hoping, they are building mechanisms. This is why someone with a simple digital product makes money while sleeping, while someone else with 2 jobs barely breathes. It is not luck, it is architecture. Money does not come to effort. Money comes to impact, scalability, and ownership. If your income requires your presence, you are not free. If your income scales without you, even slowly, you have entered the territory of power. The poor say, I need a higher salary. The wealthy say, I need a bigger system. Salary is survival, systems are sovereignty, and system building does not require brilliance. It requires shifting your mindset from labor to leverage, from consumer to creator, from worker to strategist. You might start small. Maybe you learn a high-income skill, editing, writing, coding, marketing. You offer it. Then you scale it, you automate, you outsource. You turn clients into courses, services into products, time into value that multiplies. Overnight success is a lie, but gradual leverage is inevitable if you commit. This is how power plays out in modern economy. Those who cling to effort stay tired. Those who master leverage get rich. The world hides this truth behind slogans like work hard, because obedient workers maintain the system, while owners extract from it. You were not meant to remain a cog. You were meant to own the machine. Rule 2. The scarcity illusion trap. Most people spend their entire lives believing money is limited, rare, something only a chosen few are fortunate enough to possess. This belief is not natural, it was planted. Scarcity is the greatest psychological chain ever forged. When people believe resources are scarce, they cling to security, accept low wages, avoid risks, and remain dependent. A population afraid of losing what little they have is easy to control. Machiavelli would smirk at how simple the strategy is, make them believe the world is starving and they will never dare to hunt. But here is the strategic truth the wealthy operate on. Money is not scarce. Money moves endlessly in cycles, transferring from one hand to another every second. The question is never, is there money? The real question is, are you positioned where money flows? Look around. People buy new phones every year, pay for streaming services, food delivery, latest gadgets, courses, crypto, subscriptions, vacations. Billions move daily, yet the average man feels broke. Why? Not because money isn't present, but because access is gated by perception. If you believe opportunities are few, you won't seek them. If you think risk is dangerous, you'll never enter the arena where wealth is won. The wealthy know something the average person refuses to accept. Money goes to those who solve problems, not those who complain about them. The world is full of problems, which means it is full of opportunities disguised as work. Every inconvenience, every frustration, every unmet need is a potential business, a product, a service. But the scarcity mindset blinds people from seeing it. They chase comfort instead of challenge. They believe saving pennies is smarter than building value. They reject ideas because what if it fails? They fear loss more than they desire victory. Machiavelli would call this weakness, and weakness is exploited. The system teaches safety, while the wealthy thrive in uncertainty. You've been told to avoid risks, secure a job, protect the little you have. Meanwhile, the elite use risk like a weapon. They invest, they build, they expand. They know risk isn't the enemy, ignorance is. A soldier without training dies in battle, but a trained warrior conquers. Money rewards the prepared, not the timid. Think deeper. Every city has millionaires. Every industry has winners. Every trend creates new rich players. The internet turned children into millionaires through content, gaming, e-commerce. AI is turning freelancers into automation agencies. Real estate turns debt into cash flow. Crypto turns conviction into fortune. But most people watch opportunities come and go like weather forecasts. They observe instead of participate. They wait for permission instead of positioning themselves. Scarcity is not in reality, it is in mindset. When you believe you lack resources, you won't act. When you understand opportunity is abundant, you begin to move strategically. Consider this, the difference between a man who invests $200 a month for 10 years and a man who never does is not money, it is belief. One believes money can grow, the other believes money must be protected. One sees potential, the other sees danger. Which one wins? History answers. Nations that explored conquered those who stayed home. Innovators dominate while traditionalists fade. Risk-takers build empires while spectators applaud. Scarcity thinking creates employees. Abundance thinking creates kings. The world does not reward effort, it rewards boldness backed by knowledge. When everyone runs from risk, that is where power hides, waiting. For the few who dare to reach, Rule 3, the network power syndicate. Power is rarely built in isolation. The myth of the lone genius who rises unaided is romantic, but strategically false. Empires are not built by individuals, they're built by alliances. In every kingdom, every corporation, every dynasty throughout history, the one who ruled was not the strongest, but the one who commanded the most loyalty, influence, and connections. Wealth follows the same blueprint. The poor grind alone, believing hard work is enough. The rich build networks, understanding that one powerful relationship can do more for their life than 5 years of solitary labor. Machiavelli would agree, influence is a currency more potent than gold. Think about the world's most powerful people. They are surrounded by advisors, partners, investors, collaborators. They share information, resources, opportunities. They move as syndicates. While the average man competes, the wealthy collaborate. You grind alone trying to find customers. They have someone who opens doors with a phone call. You search for investors. They have dinner with them. You study how to start. They learn who to start with. That is the difference. A small connection with power can shortcut a decade of struggle. This is not unfair, it is strategic. The one who understands people controls opportunity. But here's the trap. Many stay poor because they try to do everything alone. Ego whispers, I don't need anyone. Pride says, I'll prove myself without help. That mindset is noble, but not profitable. The world rewards those who understand leverage, not only through systems but through humans. A well-connected man with average skill can go further than a talented man with no network. And the highway to wealth runs through relationships, real ones built on exchange, value, and mutual benefit. You don't climb the ladder, someone pulls you up when you become useful. There's another brutal truth. People only connect upward, not sideways, when you bring value. Nobody powerful cares about your dreams or potential. They care about what you offer in return. If you want strong networks, become valuable. Learn high-demand skills, solve problems others avoid, provide outcomes. People gravitate toward competence. When you are useful, doors open without knocking. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must make himself indispensable. Modern wealth demands the same. You must become someone others want to collaborate with, not someone begging for opportunity, but someone opportunity seeks. If you are surrounded by people with no ambition, no hunger, no strategy, understand, your network is silently programming your future. Birds of a feather do not just flock together, they limit each other. You can predict a man's income by the mindset of those he spends time with. If you want to be wealthy, sit with the wealthy. If you cannot sit with them yet, become the man they would want at the table. It might feel uncomfortable to leave old circles behind, but loyalty to mediocrity is the killer of greatness. Growth demands environment. A seed planted in concrete never sprouts. In fertile soil, it becomes a tree. Your network is your soil. And here's where the real power emerges. When you build relationships strategically, knowledge spreads faster, money circulates quicker, and opportunities multiply. A good connection can introduce you to clients, partners, mentors, investors, things you might never access alone. You gain information the average person never hears. You learn secrets not found in books, the unspoken strategies whispered in private rooms. When you rise with others, your progress accelerates. One recommendation can change your income. One partnership can change your life. One alliance can build an empire. Rule 4. The information advantage blade. Knowledge alone has never made anyone powerful. Schools are filled with information. Libraries overflow with wisdom. The internet offers infinite tutorials. Yet most remain broke, directionless, struggling. Why? Because the world mistakenly worships knowledge instead of execution. The average person consumes information like entertainment, videos on business, books on mindset, podcasts on motivation. But when the moment to act arrives, they hesitate. They save ideas instead of using them. The wealthy play a different game. They treat information like a blade, sharp, purposeful, meant to cut through the world. A weapon is useless in the sheath. Knowledge is useless in the mind if never applied. Think about the system you grew up in. You were rewarded for memorizing, not for doing. Exams graded memory, not intelligence. Society taught you to collect information, not to weaponize it. So millions of people know what they should do, but almost none do it. They know exercise is healthy, yet remain unfit. They know learning a skill could increase income, yet scroll for hours. They know opportunities exist, yet wait for perfect conditions. This is why information alone does not create wealth. Action does. Machiavelli would say knowledge without execution is a soldier without a sword. The rich treat information differently. They don't just learn, they implement immediately. They see a strategy, they test it today. They fail fast, adjust fast, win fast. Speed is their advantage. While others plan endlessly, they move. While others research for weeks, they experiment in days. They understand that the first mover does not need perfection. They only need motion. Money rewards velocity. The man who executes imperfectly beats the one who plans perfectly but never acts. And here's the harsh truth. Procrastination is not laziness. It is fear disguised as preparation. People study because acting exposes them to failure, judgment, discomfort. But growth lives in friction, not safety. You do not become skilled by watching. You become skilled by doing, failing, correcting, repeating. The wealthy embrace this cycle like warriors sharpening swords. Every mistake is a lesson, every attempt a step closer to mastery. Meanwhile, the masses drown in knowledge they never use, proud of what they know yet empty-handed in results. Look at the digital world. There are tutorials for every skill: copywriting, editing, design, trading, sales, coding. Most people watch them and move on. A few take notes, a tiny fraction applies, and the smallest fraction, the doers, become rich. The opportunity gap is not in knowledge, it's in execution. You don't need more information to change your life. You need discipline to act on what you already know. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a starting point. Once you move, clarity follows. Action reveals what study cannot. There is a reason why some people who know little still succeed. They don't wait to be experts, they learn while building. They fail publicly, adjust privately. They understand that results are teachers sharper than theory. When you move, you gather real data. What works, what doesn't, where to pivot. That experience compounds. The world rewards those who do, not those who know. A mediocre businessman who executes will always outrank a genius who hesitates. This is why the information advantage is a blade. When you wield it, you cut through doubt, hesitation, competition. You slice through barriers others fear. But like any blade, it dulls without use. Every idea unused rusts. Every strategy left untested loses value. The wealthy stay ahead by learning less and applying more. They don't need 1,000 strategies. They need one executed relearn. Leslie. The internet created infinite knowledge, but also infinite distraction. The modern war is between thinkers and doers. Only one becomes powerful. Rule 5. The ruthless reinvention mandate. Most people want wealth, success, status, yet they insist on staying exactly who they are. They drag their old habits into new goals and wonder why nothing changes. They pray for a different life while repeating the same actions, thinking the same thoughts, and surrounding themselves with the same people. But power demands transformation. Wealth is not earned by the person you are today, it is earned by the person you must become. Reinvention is not a gentle process, it is a ruthless one. A snake sheds its skin or dies. A man who refuses to evolve suffers the same fate, not physically but financially, mentally, spiritually. The wealthy do not fear reinvention, they weaponize it. Machiavelli observed that those who succeed are those willing to abandon old identities when circumstance requires it. A prince survives by adapting. A strategist thrives by discarding beliefs that limit him. The average man holds on to identity like a medal. This is just who I am. He is proud of habits that imprison him. He clings to comfort disguised as personality. He says he is not disciplined, not a risk-taker, not business-minded, and with those words he builds his own cage. The wealthy build themselves deliberately. They reprogram their mindset like a general sharpening strategy before war. If laziness is in them, they burn it. If victimhood whispers, they silence it. If distractions surround them, they cut them away like dead branches. Reinvention requires brutal honesty. You must look in the mirror and confront weaknesses without excuses. If procrastination is your enemy, you declare war. If impulse spending drains you, you enforce discipline. If your environment keeps you average, you escape it, even if it means standing alone for a season. Growth does not feel good. It feels like loss. You lose old habits, old friends, old comfort, but in return you gain possibility. Reinvention hurts because it kills the old self, but the throne belongs to the new version of you, the one forged through effort, resilience, and calculated risk. Think of the man who wakes up early, reads, learns, builds, not for motivation but for transformation. Every action is a vote for a new identity. Discipline is not a trait, it is a decision repeated until it becomes a standard. Confidence is not natural, it is earned through challenge. Skills are not gifted, they are acquired through practice. You do not wait to feel ready. Readiness is born through progress. The wealthy understand this. They reinvent constantly. When a business fails, they pivot. When markets shift, they adapt. When trends rise, they capitalize. They evolve faster than the world changes, so they never fall behind. The average man waits for motivation. The wealthy create systems. The average man wants comfort. The wealthy want power. Comfort breeds weakness. Struggle builds capacity. Reinvention is not about improving, it is about replacing. You do not upgrade your life by adjusting minor habits. You tear down the entire foundation and rebuild it with steel. You audit your beliefs ruthlessly. If a belief does not serve your ambition, it is executed. If a habit does not move you forward, it is eliminated. If a friend drains your energy, they are removed without apology. You cannot drag dead weight into the kingdom you wish to rule. Transformation beggy. NS with identity. You stop saying I can't and start saying I will learn. You stop saying one day and start saying today. You stop dreaming and start planning. Every goal demands a cost. The cost is your old self. Reinvention means stepping into uncertainty, embracing the discomfort of growth, folding your weaknesses before life folds them for you. Riches belong to those who evolve faster than their excuses. The new version of you is built through repetition, sacrifice, strategic discomfort. You will not find success by wishing, only by becoming worthy of it. We covered 5 laws of ruthless wealth building: leverage value, escape scarcity, build networks, weaponize information, reinvent yourself. Simple principles, brutally executed. That's how power is taken. So now ask yourself, are you willing to become dangerous enough to earn wealth or remain obedient? And in the next video, I'll expose how the elites psychologically manipulate the masses to stay poor.